So there is a really special person that has influenced all of your lives in many ways. Can you tell us a little bit about her name, where she was born and lived, and the work that she taught you?
This is our grandmother, Marie Dean.
He has a picture of her too.
Yeah.
Aw.
And that's me with her. I've learned doing the palmetto with her at a young age, maybe 10, 11 years old. And she only spoke French. And we didn't have a choice but to learn French. If we wanted to talk to her, we had to learn how to speak French. I'm the oldest out the granddaughters from Grand Kaya. She had other grandkids, but they stayed like in Homeland, Golden Meadow, so they wasn't really around. So I'm the oldest, the granddaughters from Grand Kaya. So I have a little more than Maria. And Aunt Rose, well, of course, she have a lot about her.
Yeah, my mama worked at the shrimp factory. And before she'd leave, she'd get up early in the morning, and she always had a braid so she could start working on her hats or fans or whatever she was going to be making, her baskets. And before she'd go to work, she would get up early, get dressed to go to work, and then start working on her things. And every morning that she would go to work, she'd do the same thing. Make her coffee, get ready, and start working on her hats or whatever she was making. And she enjoyed doing it. You know, she didn't just say, well, I'm going to work on that, put it on the side, and go work on it next week, like I usually do.
When she would start something, she wanted to make sure that it was done.
Yeah.
She didn't like nobody waiting on, if they ordered something, she didn't like them waiting on their stuff. She wanted it done. Yeah. And we would braid a lot. She would strip the palmetto for us.
Yep.
And I would braid it for her. That way it gave her a chance to
Just
sew on it. You know, she didn't have to stop and split it and braid it. Her braid was already ready for her. So it made it easier for her and a lot quicker.
Do y'all know how she got started and how it was passed down?
Her mama made the hats, and that's how she learned how to do it, with just making the hat. Because she had brothers and sisters, but she was the only one that caught on to it, to making the hats. Yeah.
Wow. And did she? She was just doing it for herself and for the community.
Yeah.
And can you share with us a memory from what she would share with you about when she was growing up and what it was like? She was from Dulac or from Grand Caillou?
She was from Dulac.
From Dulac.
Lower Dulac.
Yeah. Can you share a little bit about what maybe she shared with you about what Lower Dulac was when she was a young person?
Well, she would go crabbing, and they would work on what kind of nets it was.
The cast nets.
The cast nets.
The cast nets.
They would work on that because they were such a big family. So she'd say, well, this one would work till 12 o'clock. Then they'd get up, and the other one would work on. And they sold it, the nets that they made. Her daddy would sell it. And that's how they made their living. And her daddy always had a big garden. Because they had a lot of them. They had nine siblings. So.
Wow. And Lower Dulac, what is it like today?
Oh, it's all eaten up where they lived at. It's way, it's all eroded and all. So.
And do y'all know when she was born and when she when she transitioned?
September 19th,
1916.
Yep.
1916, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And she
She-
passed what?
And she was 94.
She had just turned 94. Yeah,
Yep.
we made her a birthday party. Being she was turning 94, we made her a birthday party at the Dulac Community Center, and 4 days later she passed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hers all the time for that.
So
Yeah, my grandmother always had a thing. If you wanted to try something new, she'd always tell you, "Oh yeah, you starting something new." Because I had asked her one time. We were sitting at jazz, and I'm thinking to myself, "Man, I wonder if we can weave. You know, we weave palmetto, but I wonder if there's other things we can weave." And so I asked her one day, "Mama, you think we can weave ribbon?" She said, "Oh, I don't know. Oh, you want to start something?" She said. And I said, "Yeah, why not?" And so I did one day in front of her. I said, "Look how pretty it looks." She said, "Oh yeah, that's pretty." And so she said, "You see," she said, "you started something." And then when he wanted to try his hat, I told him that. I said, "You know what?" I said, "Mom's passed, but pray to her and she'll tell you how you make it." And he's like, "Okay." And so when he tried, and she'd always tell you, my mama too. Like my mama tried something and she's like, "Oh look," and she was still living there. And she's like, "Yeah, but you didn't do it like this. Do it like this and you're gonna do it." So I told him the same thing. She's gone, but listen to her. She'll tell you what you need to do to make it the way you want it. So his first attempt, he made this. And I said, "Okay, but it's all right, because it looks like a basket. That's fine. Keep trying." And he said the whole time he was trying to make it, he could hear somebody, like telling him, "You got to loosen it up. You got to loosen it up." And I said, "That's my mom. You listen to her?" "No." "Then take it apart. Sit calm. Take everything off, radio or TV, whichever you got on. Take it all off. Say, 'Okay, mama, I'm listening. Come back and tell me what I need to do to get it the way I want it.'" I said, "You have it in your mind how you want it. Now you come let me know how can I do it to where the way I want to make it." And so he came out with his hat, and that's his version of the hat like she makes out of palmetto. So it's like, and like I told him, you just have to listen to her. She's gonna come to you and let you know how to help you, but you have to listen. And he kept telling me like he could hear somebody talking, but he wasn't listening to her, and she was trying to help him. So that's what I told him. If you want her to tell you how to do something, you just have to listen to her. She's still there with us because we can tell every now and then. Like right before we started, you could see a butterfly, and it's like we knew that's her because we every now and then we'll see a butterfly, and it's like that's her. That's her telling us everything's gonna be okay. You know. Cause
First powwow, you remember?
Yep.
Butterflies outside, and then when we played the rain dance, it started pouring down rain.